All right, happy Thursday, everyone. Let's go ahead and work on some jazz trio voicings. I've been working on this F Jazz toolbox, and here are some trio voicings. I have a little etude that I'll show you guys in just a second. All right, happy Thursday, everyone. Let's go ahead and work on some jazz trio voicings. Go G minor or dominant there if you want. Have to let me know if it's too loud. I'll just turn it down just a little bit. B flat, B diminished, F chord to the 6th chord, D7, go sharp 9 if you want, G minor 9, and a 1-6-2-5. Let's do it again. And a great rhythm we've been working on lately is the and of 2. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4. And the and of 4 is great as well. 2 and 3 and 4. Now let's talk about automatic pilot. Let's say that you're working on the voices. You want to get the left hand or the right hand going? Just try the first 5 notes of the blues scale. And 2 and 3 and 4. Notice how all the notes work. Occasionally we want to hear that major third though. Go back to the F blues scale, first 5 notes. Here we go. Let me stop this just for a second. We'll talk about voicings, and then I want to give you just a couple of really simple improv tips that'll help you get to the next level. So one thing, if you learn the first 5 notes of the blues scale, that's really important because you can use that to play the blues in any key, and it's the same muscle memory once you get it. And I like to teach automatic pilot as a way where we go up and down as a way of locking up the hands. So we're really kind of focusing on our left hand here. We're doing the trio voicings. F13 to B flat 9 here, then index up, C minor 9, B diminished, F 1-6-2-5, 1-6-2-5. But what you start to notice is that if you do something in the right hand, even an automatic pilot, what you're doing is building up muscle memory to work both hands together, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And because this is the F blues scale, all of those notes are going to work. Now, it is important to say that if you only played the A flat all the time, it would kind of get old, right? And so it's a great exercise to do, but eventually we want to get to where we're playing a little bit of tension and release, so you have your F and your A. So one way to get out of that would be to go a slide, and the other way is to remember our secret sauce. We go down 3 half steps from whatever key we're in, and then you play the first 4 notes of the D minor blues scale. And what's nice about that is for days you could go these 4 notes, and then occasionally you might want to hit that major third to get that little tension and release. Let me demonstrate that. I'm going to do 3 different ideas. I'm either going to do just the D minor blues scale, the first 5 notes, or I'm going to go up and play kind of the Ray Charles minor third to major third, right? And really, if you played the D minor blues scale, it gives you the major third of the F scale, right? But I want you to think of it like a Ray Charles kind of lick, and you can use one of the licks from Blues Volume 1 where you do ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So I'm either going to do this right here, or I'm going to hit that major third slide, and the last one, the third one, is the going from the 6-5-6 minor third, which is right out of Blues Volume 1, and I'm show you guys all that is you're just putting your pinky on the 6th note and going down to the minor third. And I love in blues, there are some really important notes that I love for you guys to have. Is I love to play myself. I love the 6th note, right? That's a really cool trick that we do. Go down 3 half steps from our root, gives you that D minor sound. But also, I love the flat 7. And actually, the etude, I put a link to it. And here's what I want you to do. This is really no strings attached. Like, you just get this. I'm not charging anything for it. You get it. The only thing that I ask you to do is if you click on the link in the description, I'll even put it here. We're actually looking at it here in the Google Drive. I put things in Google Drive, but I do make it to where you just have to say you want it, and then I get the email, and I just go, boom, here it is, and there's no strings attached. If you like it, I'm glad that you like it. And I actually put a couple of things in there. I'm putting 2 different backing tracks. I'm actually going to put in 2 more PDFs as well over the next couple of days. The first one is this idea. The reason it made me think of it is this idea of F trio blues with the flat 7 and the 9. So this idea of whenever you do that, whenever you hear that flat 7, what I tell people is if you wake up and you're going to practice blues or jazz and you're feeling like you're not in the groove, I love going to the flat 7 of whatever key I'm in, and I go da-da-da-da-da-da. That gets me the major third, and then it gives me the minor third as well on F. So it gives me both of those, and even that is a great idea to practice in any key. Right? It doesn't matter the key. Just go around the cycle if you want. But that's a fun little thing to do. In fact, I've had students of mine say that, man, they said it really helped me to learn that particular pattern because it really helped them get in the groove. And I love to hear that kind of thing. So anyway, I'll be checking my email just to see if you guys anyone grabs that. And people have been taking me up on when I give out these PDFs because I want you guys to have something to practice, and you can try to remember everything, but it's not a bad idea to have something to refer to. Let me just look really quickly to see. I'm going to pull up my email so that I can see if anybody needs the video. Sometimes people like to practice along with me, and so I'm just kind of checking to make sure, and I'll be looking to see if anybody wants the PDF. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm going to put inside the folder right now. It has 3 things. It has the F blues, so this little etude, and then it has 2 backing tracks. I want you guys to use it. One is the F trio blues here at 120. The other one is 135. So when you get this link, you'll click on it, and I'll say, yeah, you can go for it, and then you'll be able to use those backing tracks as well. And download them if you want to as well. All right, so here we go. The reason I like this jazz trio etude, and this does a couple of things. The very first lick of the etude does this. It does that what I just said, going down. Da, 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 da. The second measure is B flat 9, and it gives you need that flat 7 there. And then back to here on F. This one kind of does an interesting thing because it comes down the blues scale from the top. But even on the downbeat, I'm actually not even doing a chord tone on a downbeat there. I'm surrounding kind of a delayed thing to get to that third, kind of doing a delayed target note so I can get to that third later. And then it does. Yeah, okay, so it does to a flat 9, which is kind of interesting. So we have this so far. then it does. Let me see. Let me make sure I have it right. Gotta read my own stuff here. I tried to be really intentional on this one. Like even this right here does this right here. And the idea on that one is the flat 9. I want you to hear the flat 9 on that beat. So we go. So another surround there. And I think the fingering I like is 2, 4, 1, 2, 5, 1. And that's over C minor. Quickly to the F7. All right, so the first line we have this. Then we have this. And then it does this. Now that's just kind of out there. I realized that you had the 5th and you had the sharp 9, but it's kind of going to the 3rd next, and then root and right up to the flat 7 and right below it. And then it does this. Now what is this right here? All that is the B scale, right? You need the B scale. Diminished scale, sorry. And it's just a little lick using those notes from the diminished scale, the B diminished scale. And when I turn on the track in just a minute, I want to show you the importance of the diminished scale. It's such a neat scale, and it's a great thing to use, especially on that 4 chord when you get to that B flat. So you could be going for days. You go here. Now you get to here on the B flat. Isn't that nice? You have the B scale, diminished scale. Like a Sunny Stick kind of sound for me. Okay, so you have this, the B diminished, and then you have once again the blues scale coming down, delaying that major 3rd, and then we have this. So that's the D7 going up to the flat 9, flat 9 again, and then we have the 1, 6, and that time we went earlier on the downbeat, we have the 9, da, 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 da. And that's the whole little etude. Another important thing is when you learn this etude, you're going to be learning the voicings here. So I want everybody to make sure you get that. And just click on the link with the Jazz Blues folder. It says Google Drive, and I will gladly accept that right away so you can enjoy that. Also, I'm adding more files in there. The next thing we're adding is our trio voicing. So we're going to have that, and then there's another etude I did, kind of similar to the F Jazz Trio Blues. All right, let's turn on the track and kind of go through this PDF a little bit. And let's go through the voicings first. This is F Trio Blues. The first thing is F13. And somebody let me know in the chat how the balance is, if it's too loud, my piano's too loud or soft. To B diminished, to the 1 chord, F13, to the 6th chord, D7 sharp 9, G minor, C, 1, 6, 2, 5. Go. I'm still not at the etude yet. Really thinking about the left hand voicings. And Another thing is sometimes it's just nice to go all the way through a set of chord changes when you have one idea in your right hand. Okay, now going back to one of three ideas, here we go. All right, George wants the PDF. George is a member of our Chord Academy and an awesome guy. All right, George, just sent you the PDF. Here we go. All right, let me show you a couple things what I just did. I told you I was going to use three ideas, and I actually did one more because I was thinking about this. So we learn our blues scale, right? That's really important, and even the first 5 notes of the blues scale is really important. But so is when I think about the blues scale, I think of it in a couple different sections. The first one I like to think about is this idea of the first 5 notes, and then when you transition to the top half. And I always say this is really important. We have 7 people watching. Make a note of what I'm about to say. If you put your middle finger on the tonic or whatever key you're in this case F, gives you the top half of the blues scale where you have the minor third on top. And I love the fingering right here. I like 1, 2, 3, and 4. And what I was demonstrating just then is I could go for days. I could go and then I wanted to hear that just right there, the tritone of F. So now let's say that you had 3 ideas plus the one I just did. So you have this. You know that if you're in the key of F, you go down 3 half steps and you can play that D minor blues scale. It's going to sound fantastic and really over the entire thing. The only thing that we added, that's one thing. The other thing we said you could go Ray Charles kind of minor third to major third, and then you can extend that by doing one of those F blues licks where you start on the 6th. 5, 4, 5, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1. Right? You can do that. And then maybe you want to do that top half of the blues scale where I just said you can put your middle finger on the top and all 4 of those notes are going to work. So let's just do one of those 4 ideas. We had this. We have this, 2. We have 3 would be your Ray Charles. 4 would be this. And let's just add 5, why not, is this. One of our more famous licks of using the F6 lick. And you go minor third to major third. And you open up your hand for the octave. And the reason I'm telling you that is because it's important to have some relief on the minor third kind of sound. Like this sounds great. It's cool to be able to play blues all day long. But I want to hear this, but I also want to hear this. Right? I want to hear the major third. So we go. Okay, so let's turn on the track and have some fun with one of those 5 ideas. And I'll play the left-hand voicings first just to make sure everybody's good. Jeffrey, let me know how the balance is. Vicky said it's good, and I want to make sure it's good for you as well. And Jeffrey, if you click on that link, I'm going to make sure you have that as well. F blues, jazz blues, 2 and 3 and 4. We'll come back to the etude in just a minute. 2 and 3 and 4. 2, 3 and 4. Okay, here we go. D minor over this. Notice that I'm kind of doing one idea. Ba da da, ba da 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 da. Just getting some reps in. How about this? Let's do that again. How about this? All right, let's do the idea from the etude. Here we go. 2 again. Now we have to go to A flat. Okay, the backing track could be louder. All right, let's turn that up. You can let me know. All right, let me stop this for just a second. Let's go over this lick. When you get to the diminished, you're gonna go, sorry. So it goes to the 4 chord where it does the kind of weird thing. It goes, and right here. And what that comes out of is my B diminished, and it's just coming down. Just a different way to turn around the scale, which is kind of nice. You can go, how about this? Here we go. Okay, so we know that on the etude, the very first measure, you're going to have the flat 7 down to the major third. And I like kind of grace note, minor third to major third. And then it goes right to the same thing, but you get your A flat there. So I want everybody to try that as well. Yeah, let me know if it's a good, okay, much better. All right, very good. Let's turn on the track again. Here we go, 2 and 3 and 4. Here we go, B flat. Now here's our B diminished. 2 and 3 and 4. Flat 9, and we have this 2. All right, let's go over each one of those ideas and talk about why we did each one of those little licks. The first one's pretty obvious. You have the flat 7, and I just wanted to put that as an idea that I want everybody doing. And notice how I play. I like kind of using a grace note there. And I actually roll it up. I don't even realize that I do that sometimes. But the idea of and then we have this. And then it does this, where it does the blues scale coming down. And then it does minor third to major third of B flat. And we have this. I kind of like that. It's a blues scale going down. And there's something about that minor third. So even though we have the blues scale coming down, I have down to the third of D, which gives you that flat 9, which is such a nice thing. So here, you're getting used to playing the blues scale, and you go 1 and 2 and then 3 and 4 and So even though 1 and 2 and then 3 on the downbeat of 3, even though there's a B flat there, it's still, to me, it sounds fine because we're resolving on B4. 1, and then we go to the third of D. And I love this, what happens right here. We get the flat 9 of C. Really familiar, awesome lick. Melodic material. And then you have this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. So this idea is a nice way to connect your lines. That flat 7, even if I'm doing solo piano, I go, and piano, and I go. Right? And when you get to the B flat, like that. It's kind of out there, but to me it sounds nice. I like stuff that's a little bit out there. All right, here we go. Oh, so another thing, if you're just now, I just now saw another thing that I've been sending out to anybody who wants it. It's also the beginning blues sheet. I would recommend this one to anybody as well. This idea of beginning 5-finger patterns, because it teaches you how you can do this, any key of course, and also how you can turn all these patterns around, like the first one, or the third one. Also shows you the trick of the secret sauce and then the Oscar Peterson ideas. And it's a bunch of patterns showing you how awesome these 5-finger patterns are to kind of make up your own ideas. And anyway, so that's also the link. But the very first link is the one that has the F Jazz Trio Blues. So I want you guys to grab that. Okay, George has it now, which is awesome. All right, now, as I'm looking at this sheet music, I'm looking at a couple different things. You have these voicings right here, and I'm just telling you, you don't have to download the PDF, even though it's free and even though it's out there. If you don't want the PDF, that's absolutely fine. Just remember this, flat 7, 3, 13 for an F13. Like, I use this all the time. You go to G, like any key, and you have the flat 7, 3, 13 of the F scale. And then 13 wants to go to the 9. F, and all you have to do is notice that if I go from an F13 to the 4 chord of the F blues, which is B flat, my pinky goes down a half step and my index finger goes down a half step, my thumb goes down a whole step. Okay? And then I go, here we go, F to B flat, and then F, and watch this. I call this index, well, this is index up, index down, because you go C minor, F, B flat, and then watch to get from a B flat 7 or B flat 9 to a B diminished. I just lower my thumb and I go 1 chord, 6 chord, which is D7 sharp 9, that Hendrix kind of sound. And then I go G minor 9. You can go G13 if you want, so you have this kind of sound, which is really neat. But we're going to go 1, 6, G minor, and C7. You can go 1, 6, 2, 5. So what I'm going to do now is turn on the track again, and I just want you to hear how nice these voicings are when you play along with the track. First chord F13, B flat 9. Now index up, index down. B diminished, D7 to G minor to C. I'll do it again, and this time I'll put a little rhythm with it. 1 and 2. B flat, B diminished. 6 chord, G minor now to C7 or C9, and 1, 6, 2, 5. F, D, and then it starts over every time. Let's do this F7 lick by itself. I kind of like that. I could go. Okay, let's do the first lick. Second. Second. D minor. A 1, 2, and 3. Da dee da da da. All right, let me say a couple more things that are kind of important. So even though you have the whole, what's up, Vance? Good to see you. Awesome. What? Vance, that has to be very difficult. Wait a second. That sounds very backwards. So you lost your internet for the next 3 to 5 days. Does that mean, okay, you'll be back? I'm guessing storm damage. I would have thought, since I hadn't seen you in a little bit, I would have thought you lost your internet the past 3 days. No, you were here some of it. Good to see you, Vance, as always. Vance, I think we have 10 members now. We had somebody else join our channel today. But you can download the lessons for the offline. Okay, perfect. Hey, Vance, go ahead and hit the link so I can send you these. I've asked even our members on the YouTube channel to go ahead and do that, just so you can get access to the folder. Yeah, I figured. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I know that's frustrating. Need some water. Okay, here's what I wanted to say. Had to say hey to Vance, the poet who'll let you know it. But watch this. Is that I'm doing the 1, 6, 2, 5, right? And when you do that, what are you talking about? About the major 10th? Are you talking about my other lessons that I've been doing? Or are you talking about this? I don't even know what you're talking about. But watch this. Whenever I get in the area that I'm soloing, I want to make sure sometimes I just drop wherever my thumb is. Like you don't even need those extra notes if you're soloing around this area. Really important. So sometimes you'll see me play voicings and I might do this. Major 10th. All right. Yes, I'm following with you. I thought you were talking about my crazy stride stuff I was doing this morning. I was remembering that I need to practice stride. Oh, what's up, user? Good to see you. Awesome. Okay, so the next thing is, as we're going through these, 1, 6, 2, 5, right? And just remember that. You can drop the thumb and you're good to go. Now, as I'm going to go through these licks again so that you guys can remember exactly what to practice and download that thing. Play it at 1,000. Yeah, I don't do that. I can't even imagine how 1,000 BPM would be. All right, here we go. That's a great lick, so it doesn't matter what key you're in. The next thing is, look at the third measure, it goes. Right? Turns the blues scale around. It creates a little delayed resolution. That's not a bad little thing of practicing the blues scale, but also remembering that you're working on your enclosure, and it just creates a little dissonance that I like. All right. Carlos wants this. So, oh yeah, Carlos, are you our newest member, Carlos? Okay, here we go. Awesome. Yeah, Carlos, that'll give you access as I upload these other PDFs that go. I'm going to put 2 more in there, and then we're going to put, I might even do a couple more backing tracks, so this will help everyone out. Let me know if you have any issue with that. Okay. After link to PDF version of... I don't know what you mean by the link. You have to explain that. Or maybe somebody else can translate that. Let me turn on the track. Let's do this again. So I'm showing you also how I like to practice things. So right now I'm kind of getting the blues scale, this little flat 7 thing down, and on the B flat, I can go to that A flat, right? Now maybe D minor. All right, now let's do that again. 2 and 3 and 4. All right, now, here's something I don't think I've done before. Well, I'm sure I've done this before, but watch this. You have this idea. Watch this. You go, I was playing the blues scale, but I went, bee da 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 bum. So even though I did this pattern where we're doing, yeah, that's awesome. Carlito. Yeah, I'm glad that you got that. Perfect. Love having you as a member. That's awesome. So watch this. Notice that we did this. Be da 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 bump. And notice that you have the enclosure, right? So it's not just the blues scale that we're practicing here. We're also practicing this idea of this. Ba-da-da-bum, ba-da-da-bum. The enclosure of the A note. And what I just did, and it kind of worked, I went. Oh, I did 1 6 2 5. And 2 and 3 and 4. Right? Or I could do triplet. 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, user says it gets slowly faster and faster. You know, I've done that as well. And that's actually a great way to practice. And I actually have somewhere floating around there are tracks where I've done, or every chorus gets a little bit faster. And there's also software you can do that as well. But I firmly believe in practicing things super slowly and then working up your speed. Let me play this etude as it is with the correct fingering at a slow tempo, just so we're clear on how you can practice this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Now watch this. Weird on purpose, right? And then this. And this. The last one does this. I like what the last one does because it goes here, flat 9 of D, and then it does this idea of, but it actually does. But you know, over the last couple of days, I've been showing you guys how, from a visual standpoint, you could take an F triad, let's say, and do this. Yeah, you could definitely do that with a song, but I'm in teach mode. I'm not trying to impress anyone mode. And especially myself, that would be silly for me to do, especially without a good track to work or some way to increase it very incrementally. But I do like the idea. I like the way you're thinking about slow, but the working up to super fast, I actually do that on some certain things. Like there are some F blues etudes that I've created and things where I've gone super, super fast from very slow. But I don't think now's the time for that. Sliding your finger of this song you do. Yeah, so sliding my finger is kind of like that Ray Charles thing. I do that kind of thing all the time. And that's where I love for you guys to practice this kind of thing, where you go 1, 2, 2, 4. And that's why this gets you right into that Ray Charles kind of sound. And even in the F blues, we can go. Notice how that got me into the D minor. Now this right here is just that B diminished idea, and it's there's nothing really fancy about it, right? It's just a way to turn around the diminished scale that's kind of nice. A unique sound on that one idea, and just go 4 3 2 1 2 1. All right, let's turn on the track because I want to get the feel of what we're looking to do, of get better at these trio voicings. So sometimes I'm going to practice it like this and get B flat, F, now index up, B flat, 2 and 3 and 4, 2 and 3 and 4, 3 and 4. And then the next thing, this is 1 6 2. Now I might want to do 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Short, short. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and yeah, that's right, Vance. You can practice that on your downtime, Vance. All right, listen how easy this is. Here you go. All right, hold on. Let's see what user says real quick. Oh wait, I gotta get back here. All right. User says, what about doing 8 short chords after each other and then do so with the other chords? 8 short chords after each other. I'm not sure if I understand. You're always challenging me with some ideas, and I want to make sure I understand what you're talking about. All right, back to this idea, guys, of if you have more experience, take that one idea and go to a different key, right? Or maybe B flat. And just try to go 1 to 4 if you can. I'm thinking about whatever key I'm in and just work on that flat 7. So like it doesn't matter what key you say, like you say B, what about B? And we go flat 7 of B. And I'm getting to that major third or flat 7 there. And I'm using the first few notes of the B blues scale. Okay, so let's talk about a few more things. We have our voicings, and I want you to practice 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. And another neat thing that you can do, now this is everybody's going to love this, okay? One thing is that you go, with our left hand voicings, they're interchangeable, left hand and right hand. So I could walk a bass, and I've actually written out tons of exercises on how to play bass lines while you're doing your trio voicings. Notice how they're interchangeable. And 2 and 3 and 4. Same voicings that I was playing in the left hand, now I'm playing in the right hand. Played a B flat. I should have played a B natural. There also exists piano song where you put the left hand over the right hand. Oh yeah, sure. That would be like this. Never tried that. I think that's what you're talking about. Pretty cool. That's not a bad thing to practice. Okay. So the next thing is, let's talk about each one of these licks. We already know what we're going to do with the left hand here, but you have this idea we just talked about, and when you go to the B flat, the 4 chord, you have to go to the A flat, right? And then right here, I love this because it gives us the top half of the blues scale. And then it goes flat 9 of F7. And then it goes, and then here's our lick for B diminished. And then it does this once again. Now to me, this gives a nice little movement, doesn't it? Because it gets to the 3rd of D. Okay, let me just check to make sure that nobody else needs this PDF really quick. Movie version of the song. Bill, I just read your question. My answer is an easy one. As there's no such thing as being behind. Let me say something really important to anybody at iMusicAcademy. You're never behind. Never behind. I have members of different academies. I have beginners who, like beginning players who every week we're reviewing all kinds of blues scale, simple patterns and things. I have people who are on the intermediate level, people that are working on all kinds of things. The great thing about everything is we meet you wherever you are. We work on the things that you want to work on. And so like for me, that's why I have these things like, even in this description here, anyone can download those of like the 5-finger blues patterns, because like you can literally start here and go root 5th, root 6th and practice this. And then you learn how to do this. And what you do right there, Bill, is you're building up muscle memory. So that when I turn on a track, even when you build up this muscle memory right here, the first 5 notes of the blues scale, and I turn on the blues track, I can go just like is written out in that beginning sheet right there. So let me demonstrate that in a real time. Let's say that I'm a beginner and I want to practice, I want to play the blues, and I go, I get this first 5 thing down, and 2 and 3 and 4. Four notes, Bill, right? How about this? Now let's go on an automatic pilot for a minute. 2 and 3 and 4. 2 and 3 and 4. And 2 and 3. Building up muscle memory, but also getting a lot of finger strength in, right? right there, I just did 5 notes all the way through it. Oh. Okay, let's see. Trio voicings and simple etude version of Turkish March. I like how you say on the F. Yeah, isn't that interesting? How you could stay there? Yeah. So what I want Bill to know and everybody, and Vance knows this, Vicky knows this as well. It's like when it comes to like playing the blues, for instance, or jazz, it's like the foundation is here. And I would love to teach. A lot of times I'm teaching in the key of C so you can see everything, but we'll just stay with F since we're doing this. Is you have the 5 notes of the F blues scale, and even from this beginning sheet, I would encourage anybody to grab that PDF. It's absolutely free, doesn't cost you anything at all, and all I do is click yes, you want the thing, and you're actually getting access to the folder, and so you can use those backing tracks, do whatever you want with them. And I'm actually going to put probably a slower backing track of that. I love the drums, bass, and you, so you can see what it's like to actually play in a trio and feel like you're playing in a real band. But like even when I said all the way through here, Bill, if you play your first 5 notes of the F blues scale, and you have these different patterns where I can go up and down, every note's going to work over the F blues, but I can also go. So it doesn't matter what whatever key I'm in, I start to go and go same exact pattern. So you build up this muscle memory that's really good, but also everyone needs to know this is really nice, is that if I'm in the key of F and I go down 3 half steps and I do the D minor blues scale, that sets me up with really amazing sounds. And it gives me that Ray Charles kind of sound that I'm looking for, and I can slide up. So Bill and everyone, I'm really visualizing this triad, this F triad, and I go. You should have been given an option, right? When you click on it, I would get an email. Did it give you an option? That's what I need to know. Because a lot of the reason I ask for people to click on it so I can accept it is because we have a lot of these folders are locked down because we have our all access group and our Chord Academy and other things, and so it's a lot easier for me to just put it out there. And then inside the YouTube channel, I put the link. I don't know if that's where you clicked it, but you should just be able to click on it. Okay, let me see if I can change the. Let me see if I can change the permissions on it. Well, that's weird that. Let me see. Carlos got it. All right, let me see what we can do here. Yeah. Oh, it says I can review for you to be all right. So Vance, you should be good now. And then Vicky, you've been added. Vicky, what is your I'll send it to you, Vicky, but you don't have a Google account? That's sad. Let's see. Vicky. Oh, there you go. All right, so we're good. Yeah, I see it says the share request. So I got it and I added you. Vance, let me know that you got it. Yeah, I think we're good. You just need to let me know. Okay, now since Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, anybody who needs that file, just click on it. I'm telling you, it's going to help you out. All right, a couple more things about practicing this stuff. I'm going to do the left-hand voicings. Let's do the and of 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and of 2, and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. And then I'm doing the downbeats right now on 1, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Awesome. Okay, now, so let's get back to the simplicity of this. We have D minor and 2 and 3. I'm just doing D minor, right? Oh, it works over everything. 2. Maybe I just want to do the left hand voicings. And also, this is jazz. This is not just our simple blues things we've been doing, which is also important. This is jazz, and I want you guys to make sure you guys can play both jazz and blues because they work so well together. Now watch this. Speaking of that, I'm going to do an F blues lick. Here we go. I want, again. I didn't go all the way up. I didn't need to. I have to go to the B flat. 2 and 3 and 4. Alright, now, a couple of things that I did when I went, all I did is what's written in the etude. It's the F blues scale to the third of the D7. That's a fun thing to do, and the way you get things like this is you first learn the blues scale, and then you practice with repetition. You're just getting used to this sound right here. And remember, as beginners, we start right here. First 5 notes. And that's why when the user said, hey, flip your hands around, the only reason that I could do this and then play blues licks and stuff like that is because I practice the idea of both hands at the same time. And you guys know that I like to play like licks and ideas with both hands. What's called unison playing, and same thing with our left hand voicings and our right hand. We learn how to do both of those different ways because it's different styles of playing. F blues, if I'm playing bass as well. All right, let's see. I'm trying to think of a couple ways we could end this thing. I tell you what I'd like to do. I'm gonna add one of the PDFs early. Let's add something really early. This is gonna be amazing for you guys. is I'm going to put in there, where is it? I'm going to put, our two-hand comping voicings. This would be a great way to end. F blues, two-hand comping. Where are they? 1, 2, 3. Give me 1 second. F7. All right, here you go. Now, guys, Vance, I'm telling you, this is game changer, everyone. Two-hand comping. So let's go through these voicings, and then we'll call it a day. All right. What I absolutely love about these voicings is that in my right hand, I have what we have already been practicing, F13, right? In my right hand, I have a fourth voicing, G, C, and F. Now, everybody, I want you guys to interact in the chat what's going on here, because this is game-changing material right here. If I go here and I go flat 7, whatever key I'm in, flat 7, 3, 13, that's what we call our chord formula. I have all these written out. I've done these things, and I want you guys to do it. You don't need my PDFs, although they're very helpful. But flat 7, 3, 13, 9, 5 root. And when you write those out, then you say, all right, it doesn't matter what key I'm in. I want to go flat 7, 3, 13. Okay, flat 7, 3, 13, 9, 5 root. Okay, same thing in F sharp, okay? So as I do this, I'm learning these voicings. I mean, that's serious right there. I go flat 7, 3, 13, 9, 5 root. Okay, that's a nice G13 voicing. Now watch what happens. When I go to the B flat 9, only my left hand changes. And even on the 2, 5 going to B flat, and I'm still on the same notes in my right hand. And then I'm going to change one thing when I go to diminished. I'm going to go to that crunchy, awesome thing, because those are notes from the B diminished. That C sharp is actually in the scale, but that's tension right there for B diminished. Right? I realize it. I kind of like it. And then I go F13, and then here is the absolute butter of the whole thing. D7 with the sharp 9, sharp 5, and sharp 11, and then you go G minor, C7, and you go 1, 6, 2, 5, or 1, 6, 2, 5. Isn't that amazing how nice that is? Yeah, and I just put it in the folder, so anybody who signed up to that folder, again, it's not even signing up, it's literally clicking and giving you access to it. So I'm trying to give you guys free stuff just to get it. I want you practicing. I want you to kind of dive in with us. Okay, so let's turn on the track and play these voicings. This is what people are going to want your autograph if you start playing these voicings, okay? Yeah, isn't that, Vance, isn't that D7 with the sharp 9? Isn't that like when you do this right here, everyone? Like that's what you've been missing. That's what we've been missing a lot of time in our playing. Like you go, where did that come from? And what's happening there is instead of 1, 6, 2, 5, I'm actually doing 1, 6, and then I go 2, and then flat 2. So it's like, you see what I'm doing? And then I go G13, so a major instead of G minor, and then I go, instead of C7, I'm going to the tritone. So you have that beautiful sound right there. And those tritones are what makes it awesome. So watch this. 1, 2, 3, and you go here. 2 and 3 and 4. 2 and 3 and 4. 2 and 3 and 4. stop that for a second. Now, how amazing is that? Let's talk about that. Anybody? Yeah, isn't that amazing? Vance, how that's butter. That is butter. So one way I like to practice those is actually practice here, F, and then I go 6 chord, and then the 2 chord. But notice that I'm actually practicing my roots as well, right? Don't quite get the turnaround. Yeah. So, Vance, one thing related to the turnaround, that's a great question of that, is it's just creating the half step movement instead of 1, 6, 1, 6, and then G minor, 2, 5. All I'm doing is turning that into G dominant. Instead of doing the 5 chord, I'm doing the tritone. And what it does is it creates the half step movement. So instead of this, 1, 6, 2, 5, I can do this, Vance. 1, 6, 2, right? So Vance, instead of D7, we actually do we can do the tritone of D7, which is G sharp, and then instead of the tritone, and then G. So it's like creating this crazy. I'll do it in just a second. Go. Instead of 1, 6, 2, 5, I'm gonna go. Yeah, you get it. All right, let's just talk for 5 more minutes. You have everything, and all I want anybody who's just now joining us, just know that I want you guys to have, there are 5 things in this folder. It's absolutely free. It doesn't cost you anything. You're not signing up to an email list. You're getting access to the folder, and if you want to get anything else that's put in there, you'll have access to that folder. But I want you to practice these things. I'm telling you, these are pro-level voicings that all y'all can do. And then you have the etude in there. I have one more etude I'm going to put in there, and I just put 2 of the 3 things in terms of PDFs, but you also have the backing tracks in there. But let's take this time to any standards that you want to work on in the future. Now would be a good time to list a couple. And like we're doing Take the A Train. That's for this month, but I got to get the right one for next month. It's going to be a lot of fun picking these out. 'Cause I want you guys to not only have all these licks, etudes, rhythms, whatever, but I want you to know how to practice a standard and how to put it in your repertoire. So the standard of the month is A Train. This morning we did your intro, we did the outro, how to end those. We did comping voicings, and then we got into stride piano, which I said, I normally am I used to be really good at stride piano, and I think I got out of it, so I wasn't doing as much. So then I said, I'm going to practice that. So for an hour today, I went and practiced my stride piano and getting back into that. And we were doing different standards and things like that. So that was a lot of fun, but it's really good to work on your weaknesses, whatever you're not as good at. So I'm interested on knowing what kind of standards you want to be in the next, in the June standard of the month. So let me know. Vance, thank you so much for the $2. That's really awesome. Man, I tell you what, we have an amazing community. I have people who are members of the different academies who double and triple dip, some of them. And they help support the channel. But all of your donations and things that come in, just know that it's very meaningful to me to know that I'm hopefully I think I'm making a difference in you guys, and you guys inspire me to do all this stuff. So everything that comes in, I'm very thankful. I'm excited that we got to 10 YouTube members today. So somebody hit join. That was awesome. So and I'm just very thankful. We have an amazing community. And it's you guys that make it happen, not me. Vicky, I don't know about Satin Doll, because Satin Doll, I've been playing that song a lot. I mean, like for years and years. I know that without even having to think about it. I need something else though. But thank you, Vance. I hope you get your internet back fast. I want to know what other standards. I need one more. Night and Day, that'd be a good one. So one thing that I started doing, I had this idea as I'm going to be working on my stride piano again. It's interesting when you start playing a lot of trio piano or solo, just like ballads and things like that, and then it's time to play stride piano, and you hadn't done it for a long time. You have to really work on it. So one idea that I had is, no matter what song somebody says, I'm going to try stride piano. One and two and three and ba da 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 da. All right, give me a few more. The donations actually help, because as soon as I start playing standards, I get all the flags, the red flags or the copyright. They're not strikes. They're just like, oh, you can't monetize this. Oh, I'm beginning to see the light. That's a good one. I got to remember how that goes. Oh gosh. That's a good one. Oh, I can't get started. I guess I have to play everything stride. Two and three. 1, 2, I have to. Hey, Vicky, make a list of some of these. Like, I don't know. It's a sin to tell a lie. April in Paris. I know that one kind of. Are these jazz standards or just like popular standards? About 8:45. I don't know any of these. feel like I should know these, Vance. I have to do stride. Let me do the bridge again. All right, you have 1 minute to say goodbye to each other for now, but Vicky, make sure you make a list of all these. Yeah, get them all out, Vance. Get them all out. that's a good one. It's only a paper moon. On a clear day, da 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 dum. That's a good one. Those are good. A lot of those I'd played in big band settings. I can't get. I got it bad. da ba da ba da. I kind of like a couple of things. I'm going to leave this with you guys, but this idea of right here, kind of nice to do like a A13, and then here, right here I go B, E, maybe B minor. All right. Your vote goes with Night and Day. That's a great one. All right. Good to see you. Let me do my shout outs. Man, another long stream. Thank you again, Vance, for the $2. That's awesome. For the generous donation. Let's see. Shout out to Carlos, to Vance, to User, to Vicky, to George for getting the PDF. Several of you got the PDF. To Bill, of course. Awesome. Oh, Lush Life. Man, I tell you what, Vance has some songs in him. And he's writing a musical, just FYI. I'm just going to remember just for a second. I'm done, but I have to think about this for a second. What's that? John Hartman. I used to visit all the very places those come. What may places that you can da 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 da. I need to listen to it again. I remember there being some neat changes in that. That's probably the one that I want to go listen to the most after hearing that. I should know. I want to say Johnny Hartman. Is that right? I used to visit all the very gay places, those come what may places. Da 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 da. That jazz and cocktails. Let's see if that's the key even. I know I won't be able to monetize this, especially when I throw up some kind of let's see, Lush Life. Let's see. I'm thinking. Let's see. Billy Strayhorn topic. Let's see if I do Johnny. Johnny Hartman. Yeah, that was right. Let's see. Man, it's been,
with the American
I
Express
can't
Gold
remember
Card.
like
So are you
how long
in?
ago
Or are you?
I listened. Yeah. All right, that will be good. I'm gonna go back and listen to that one. Awesome, Vance. Hey, Vance. So I'm sorry your internet's gonna be out, but maybe it won't be. Who knows? It was definitely fun hanging out. Yeah. So today kind of inspired me in a lot of ways. I am working on several courses and things like that. But yeah, Billy Strayhorn, Stray. Because of it made me realize that I want to get back into stride again, so that was good. And then also like taking standards and making sure that as people learn how to play, take the A train, you got to have the intro, you got to have the outro, and how to play those, and how to play your jazz trio voicings, how to play your left hand voicing, how to play the melody, how to improvise, and simple ways to do that. Yeah, so it's been really good. All right, good to see you guys. Awesome. Thank you again for all the support of the channel. Let's keep going. And if you're watching this on replay and you haven't clicked on the Google Drive, I'll try to check my email just so I can go, boom, yes, you have access to it. I'll add you to the folder. I put about 5 or 6 different files in there right now, so go have fun with that. I'll see you in the next video.